let me tell you a story about an elderly woman, about my age, who had restless leg syndrome. She went to her doctor. She had had the most miserable life because of her restless legs, and God only knows I know how that is. And you know that I have suffered with it for years. I no longer suffer with it because I take LDN. But this particular lady went to her GP and she was prescribed a drug. Thereafter, her personality changed. She had been quite successful in her chosen career and money wasn't particularly a problem. And gradually she noticed that she had this drumbeat going on in the back of her brain constantly that made her shop. She didn't just shop for the things that she needed, like food shopping or things like that. She decided that she would actually go to Paris and go to boutiques and buy clothes that she neither wanted nor needed. She would buy 5 pairs of shoes, all the same, because she didn't really know, but she did. This went on and she felt ashamed. She felt such shame when she spent so much. Spending £2,000 in just one shopping trip didn't seem like a problem. In the end, she had spent over £700,000. It had become totally out of control. She couldn't tell anybody. She was full of remorse and shame and she didn't know what to do about it. Then one day, her daughter had seen something online and she sent her mother a link to that program and she said, "Mum, I think this is you." And that's when she found out her uncontrollable shopping might be caused by the drug that she had been put on for her restless legs. Now, she has reduced the amount of the drug that she's on, but she's still on it because having restless legs is terrible. I know that. I know how bad it is. There were times when I thought I would hand my own dinner plate in because it was so bad. I couldn't get any relief, and it was the same for this poor soul. So she hasn't come off the drug, but every time she thinks about buying something, she thinks, is this the drug or is it me? Is it, I need this thing. Do I really need it? I also heard on the television about a man, an elderly man, who had become so hyper-sexualized, because that's another symptom of it, that he had started spying sexually on his wife. He was recording her without her knowledge. And in the end, he was arrested for a sexual offence. He was a fabulous grandfather. He was a wonderful husband for all their married years. Never in a million years would you think that this man could become so unrecognizable. But he did. And his defense team used the fact that he was on this drug and that it had changed his personality to be somebody his family didn't even recognize. There are other people who have changed and started gambling, and they have lost thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. And they don't want to tell anybody. They don't want to tell anybody at all. A side effect that is affecting all these people is a lack of impulse control. And it's something their doctors have never talked about or even warned them about. In fact, when I went up to London, I was first diagnosed with a painful variant of restless leg syndrome. I was put on Ropinirole, which is a dopamine agonist, the group of drugs that we are talking about here. And nobody warned me that one of the side effects or some of the side effects could affect my personality. It was only when I got home and I Googled it and I saw all of these warnings, and they were in tiny print, I can tell you. I saw all of them and I thought to myself, well, I do like shopping, and frankly, I don't need a drug to encourage me to do it because I do it already, you know. So I took it for a week, but I didn't like how it made me feel, and thank goodness I stopped. Now, when you think about it, in the USA, over 1 million people suffer from Parkinson's, and 145,000 people in the UK suffer from Parkinson's, and the amount of people who suffer from RLS, Restless Legs Syndrome, and it's mostly women, is even more. In the UK, it's estimated that 7 to 10% of the population suffer from restless leg syndrome, and it's mostly women. I will list the dopamine agonist drugs in the description below for you so that you can see if you are taking one of these drugs or a loved one is taking one of these drugs. The effect that these drugs have on people, not everybody, but some, are absolutely life-changing. They wreck marriages, they decimate people's life savings, they make liars out of the people suffering from it because they feel so ashamed that they've gambled all the money away. One solicitor that I've read about, he absolutely wrecked his career because he stole client money and spent thousands and thousands of pounds in the betting shop. Can you imagine? From this very trusted man to a thief because of the drugs that he was on. If you know anybody who is suffering from Parkinson's or restless leg syndrome, a movement disorder, then pass this video along to them. Because if they are experiencing a lack of impulse control, then it could be the dopamine agonist medication that they're taking, and you could save them from wrecking their life and the lives of the rest of their family. It's bad enough having Parkinson's. It's bad enough having restless legs. But if the drug that you're taking is damaging the rest of your quality of life, then they need to find some other way of treating it. I know I myself take low-dose naltrexone for restless legs, and I have never had symptoms back after the 3rd week of taking it. But I can't speak for Parkinson's patients. I do know that the other thing that I've got, a deep brain stimulator, does help Parkinson's patients. Anyway, if you have been, thanks for watching. Lots of love. And let me know if you've had any experience of taking a dopamine agonist and how it affected you. Bye.